Hi friends, how are you? Myself Prepaid and welcome you all to my YouTube channel, that is CHC Accounting Classes by Prepaid. As you have already learned from the previous chapter, we have started the second chapter, introduction class, that is final account with adjustment. As you can see in the board also, final account with adjustment. In that video we have get the knowledge about what is final account with adjustment, what is the meaning of that, and one adjustment, that is outstanding expenses. So in this video, as you can see, that we will go down with three adjustments, that is prepaid expenses, income received in advance, and accrued income. So in this video we will discuss about these three different adjustments. So this is related to the expenses part, and this two related to the income, as it is written income received in advance and income accrued income. So today we will discuss about this. Let us start our today's video. So in this video, first we are going to discuss about the prepaid expenses. So in this video, the first adjustment we are going to done with prepaid expenses. So the first one is prepaid expenses. So what is prepaid expenses? Expenses you can write in your copy. I am not going to write in the board, so there is a time wastage. So you can write in your copy. So what is prepaid expenses? Those expenses which are not due but paid in advance. Or alternatively, you can say that those expenses which are not of current accounting period but are paid in the current accounting period. Or alternatively, you can say that those expenses which are paid in the current accounting period but are related to the next accounting period. Those expenses which are relating to the next accounting period, but the payment relating to that expenses is done in the current accounting period. Next वर्ष पर वर्षर आर वर्ष 2022-23 ର ଖର୍ଚ୍ଚ मात्र आम 2021-22 ର फाइनेंशियल ईयर रो फाइनल अकाउंट्स रे हम ताको हिसाब रे नै जाइछे, ताको कहउछे हम प्रीपेड एक्सपेंसेस. सो एबे जे तमे बुझी हेतबो जे कि what is prepaid expenses. Now let us move to know the journal entry related to this prepaid expenses adjustment. So now let us move to know the adjustment relating to this prepaid expenses. So the adjustment and journal entry related to this adjustment is prepaid expenses account debited to particular expenses account. So this is the journal entry related to this prepaid expenses. So what is the journal entry? Prepaid expenses account debited to particular expenses account. So there is a very deep meaning. We are going through this to understand what is the deep meaning that is under this adjustment, under this journal entry. So please listen that nominal account golden rule. What says? What is the golden rule of nominal account? It says that debit all revenue expenses as losses and credit all income and gains. Debit all expenses and credit all gains. So what here it is done? It is expenses which is credited. So the expenses is credited here. Here the expenses is credited. As it is credited, it contravenes the rules of nominal account. Nominal account golden rules. It contravenes the golden rule of nominal account. We know that all expenses, all revenue expenses are debited, but here it is credited. Means here the expenses is decreased. The expenses, the constant expenses, the particular expenses is decreased. The amount related to this particular expenses is decreased. Why it is decreased? Because due to prepaid expenses. As we know through the meaning that prepaid expenses are the expenses which are related to the next accounting period but are paid in the current accounting period. So due to payment of this in this current accounting period, it is treated in this current accounting period, it is written in the final account in this current accounting period. So when the final account is to be prepared, this prepaid expenses is to be deducted. This prepaid expenses is to be deducted from that particular expenses account, from that particular expenses. So here particular expenses, that expenses account is credited, because the prepaid expenses is to be deducted from that. As it is to be deducted from that, particular expenses account is credited. Particular expenses account is credited. So here we know about the meaning of prepaid expenses and the journal entry related to this prepaid expenses, to this adjustment. So now let us move to know the accounting treatment. Accounting treatment related to this adjustment. As you know that the transaction which are recorded below the trial balance or outside the trial balance are to be recorded twice. So this prepaid expenses, first we have to identify that the particular expenses is relating to the direct expenses or indirect expenses. If it is direct expenses, so that prepaid expenses is to be deducted from that direct expenses. If that particular expense is relating to the indirect expenses, so it is to be deducted from the indirect expenses, and it is to be deducted from the particular expenses which is of indirect in nature. So if it is a direct, if the expense is of direct in nature, then it is to be deducted. From the trading account. That the direct expenses is recorded in the trading account, and this particular expenses and this prepaid expenses is to be deducted from the particular expenses which is written in the trading account. If that particular expenses is of indirect in nature, it is to be recorded in profit and loss account. So the prepaid expenses related to that particular expenses which is of indirect in nature is to be deducted from that particular expenses in profit and loss account. And on which side? On the debit side, because in a nominal nature account, debit side records all expenses losses and credit side record all income and gain. So it is the accounting treatment related to this adjustment. So it is the accounting treatment related to this adjustment. The next adjustment that we are going to discuss today is that income received in advance. So it is the third adjustment of the whole chapter and the second adjustment of today's lecture, today's video. So what is income received in advance? So what is the meaning of income received in advance? So the meaning of this income received in advance is that those income which are not earned but are received, माने जो एक्सपेंस गुड़ाक जो इनकम गुड़ाक आमर ड्यू हेनी माने हमको पाइबार समय हेनी मात्र आमे आगुआ पाई जाउचे आम बिजनेस आगुआ पाई जाउचे ताको आमे इनकम रिसीव्ड इन एडवांस कहबा. So you can alternatively note in your copy that those income which are relating to the next accounting period, but the payment related to that income is received in this accounting period, in this current accounting period, it is called income received in advance. माने जो income आमर next year रे हबा को जाउची, जो income टा आमर next year रे होउची हबा को अछि, सेही income रा मनी टा amount टा आमे जदि ए वर्ष पाई जाउची, ए वर्ष एई current accounting period related to this current accounting period यदि हम पाई जाउचे ताकू आमे कहबा income received in advance. So please note in your copy those income which is to be earned in the next accounting period, but the payment relating to that income is received in this current accounting period is called income received in advance. So let us know the journal entry regarding this adjustment. So what is the journal entry? Is that income account debited to income received in advance account. Income received in advance. So this is related to this particular income. Particular. So particular income account debited to income received in advance. So the journal entry related to this transaction, to this adjustment is particular income account debited to income received in advance. So why that particular income is debited? We know that according to the golden rule of nominal account golden rule, debit all expenses, credit all gain. But here income is debited. Why it is debited? Because it is deducted. It is deducted. So why it is deducted? Why that particular income is deducted? Because due to income received in advance. As the income which is related to the next accounting period, but the amount related to that income is received in this current accounting period, so it is to be deducted while preparing the final accounts. Income received in advance is to be deducted from that particular income, so that the net value of that income can be identified. So the income is to be deducted. So where is the accounting treatment is to be held? Likewise other transaction, it is to be recorded twice. This adjustment is recorded to be twice in the final accounts. So where it is to be recorded? As there is no income, there is no direct income, so it is not to be recorded in trading account. So where is the place of recording that? It is to be recorded on the credit side of profit and loss account. So how it is to be recorded? As this income is deducted, as this particular income is deducted due to income received in advance, it is to be deducted. So in the credit side of profit and loss account, that particular income is to be recorded, and from that particular income, this particular received in advance is to be deducted to find out the net income for that current accounting period, or that relating current accounting period. And this amount which is deducted from that income is to be recorded as a liability in the balance sheet, and is to be recorded on the liability side as a liability in the balance sheet. This is a liability relating to this current accounting period. It is a liability for this current accounting period because it is the income for the next accounting period. When the next accounting period comes, this liability becomes the income. As it is the income of the next accounting period, it is treated as a liability for this accounting period only. So it is the income received in advance is recorded on the liability side. In the previous adjustment, that is prepaid expenses, we have learned that the prepaid expenses is to be deducted and it is to be recorded to find out the net value of the particular expenses. And what is the treatment of a particular expenses? It is to be recorded on the asset side of the balance sheet. So this prepaid expenses is to be treated. This prepaid expenses is to be treated as an asset for this current accounting period. Why it is to be treated as an asset? Because it is prepaid. The expenses related to that is of next accounting period, but the amount is paid in advance. So it is to be recorded as an asset. In the next accounting period, it is treated as an expense. In the next accounting period, it is to be treated as an expense. But related to this accounting period, it is to be recorded. It is to be treated as an asset. It is to be treated as an asset. We have done with these two adjustments, that is prepaid expenses and income received in advance. If you have not understand anything, so please go through it. The next adjustment that we are going to read today is accrued income. So what is this accrued income? Accrued income, the income which is earned but not yet received. Alternatively, you can write that, please note in your copy, those income which is earned in this current accounting period but are to be received in the next accounting period. those income which is incurred, occurred by earned, those expense which is earned in this current accounting period but are to be received in the next accounting period is called accrued income. Is called accrued income. माने जो इनकम आमे ए वर्ष पाइबा कथा तार टाइम पळे एसी मात्र से पैसाटा आमे नेक्स्ट ईयर रे पाइबा, से पैसाटा आमे नेक्स्ट ईयर रे पाइबा। एटा पाइबा माने कोन अछि, कोन हला पाइबा माने एटा हमर गोटे एसेट हला। एसेट माने कोन हमर जा अछि आमे सेटा पाइने सेटा पाइबा। एटा बिजनेस रे कोन हला गोटे एसेट हला। एसेट हला से इनकम टा बिजनेस पई एसेट हला, सेटा इनकम न रही कि से ही वर्ष पई asset hela. Let's move to know the journal entry regarding this adjustment. So the adjustment is accrued income account, accrued income account debited to particular income account. As we know that the golden rule of nominal account is that debit or expenses, losses, and credit or income and gain. So here income is credited, so the particular income is credited. So it obeys the rules of golden rule of nominal account. Now and this accrued income is debited. Why it is debited? It is related to this current accounting period. This income is related to this current accounting period, but it is not yet received in this current accounting period, but it is yet to be received in the next accounting period. But it is yet to be received. It is yet to be received in the next accounting period. But it is a current accounting period income, na? So it is to be recorded with this particular income account. So it is to be recorded in the particular income account. As income is recorded on the credit side of profit and loss account, so the accrued income is also recorded by adding with that particular income account. As you can, let's take an example of commission received, and with that accrued commission which is yet to be received is to be recorded with that by adding with that particular commission. So the commission received plus accrued commission can be written on the credit side of profit and loss account. And what about the accrued income? It is to be recorded on the asset side, as it is to be received in the next accounting period. It is treated as an asset. It is treated as an asset for this current accounting period, but for the next accounting period it is treated as an income. But for this accounting period it is treated as an asset, and it is recorded on the asset side of balance sheet. You can find some identification in this three adjustment and in the previous adjustment, that the transaction which are recorded on the outside the trial balance are recorded twice. Are to be recorded twice, as these adjustments are seen outside the balance sheet or below the seen outside the trial balance or below the trial balance. It is to be recorded twice, either on your trading account profit loss account, either on profit loss account and balance sheet, either on trading account and balance sheet. Either can be happen. So this is all about for today's video. The homework that I am giving today is please complete this entire topic, this theory topic, this adjustment, this journal entry, and that accounting treatment from your book also, that you will get fitted, it will lock in your mind so that you can understand easily. So if you have not liked, share, subscribe the channel, please do that and join the Telegram link where I am giving MCQ questions relating to your topics, your +2 second year topics, where you can attend the questions and get your answer clarification. Link relating to that Telegram channel is in the description box, so you can join by clicking that link and subscribe channel. And thank you.